Step in my dojo, you step. Step in my dojo, you step in my.
Hey.
Yo, what up?
Hey. Hello. Welcome.
At Producer Dojo, we have a constant stream of live events waiting for you to come get your learn on. Sign up at the link below to make sure you don't miss out.
Luke Rain, aka Trap Jesus here, saying, don't be afraid of this, because you can be your own vocalist. Let's go!
It's the return of the Who. Y'all know me, it's still Luke wearing Air Force One. Kenobi's up in the booth. Wearing Air Force One. Kenobi's up in the booth.
The first and most important thing to being your own vocalist is having some lyrics. And since it's not always easy to come up with the perfect lyric right on the spot, my first recommendation is to always write down your lyrical ideas. Could be song titles too, but make sure you have a way to keep track of these. Whether it's in a phone note, you could have a little notebook in your pocket if you're old school like that. And if you want to get your cadence and melody ideas down as well, using voice notes on your phone is a great way to go about it. That song you heard in the intro is Air Force One Kenobi, which I wrote for Producer Dojo's Splice Cypher. When I was writing that, I really wanted to have a good lyric in it, so I turned to my big box of rhyme notebooks that I wrote in before I had a smartphone. Thanks, past me. They were sitting in here, waiting for way too long, or just the right amount of time.
It's the return of the Who. Y'all know me.
Now let's talk about the mic and how we talk into the mic. Having a pop screen is key. It helps reduce plosives, which are the big bursts of air that come out when you say the letters P or B and such. You also want to do what you can to reduce reflections. As you can see, I have a little bit of studio foam up in here, but not a ton, because hey, it's expensive. So, in order to reduce reflections from my short-ass ceiling, I've got this device called a Chaotica eyeball, which is basically a studio foam ball that fits around my mic and helps reduce a lot of reflections. If you have access to a professional vocal booth, even better, but we're talking DIY here, so what's up? If that's out of your price range too, not to worry. You can even put a blanket on the wall behind where you're recording. But do something to make sure you're not getting excess room reflection. That's going to make it really hard to process and EQ your vocal properly later. I like to place the microphone so I'm looking slightly up at it while I'm standing comfortably. If you place it low, you're going to be looking down at it and restricting your vocal cords. And then you'll be talking like this, doing a Kermit the Frog thing. Don't do the Kermit the Frog thing. So now I got my mic set up, and I got a lyric I wrote 10 years ago. What's next? Now we're almost ready to record, so we're here in the DAW. What's up, Reason Gang? But before we record, we gotta check the mic. Speak how you're gonna speak. Check, 1, 2. See that you're bouncing into the yellow without going into the red, and you're in a great place. I'm gonna teach you a technique called vocal comping, which is where you record a lot of takes of the exact same vocal over and over, and then go line by line, deciding which take had the best performance, and choosing that to become part of your compiled or comped vocal. If your DAW has a specific comping function, like Reason does, then you'll be able to take advantage of loop record, which is where you record over yourself over and over and then expand it later to see all of the takes. If your DAW doesn't have that function, don't worry, you can simply record alternate takes one after the other. I prefer the loop recording method whenever possible because it really helps keep the vocalist in the zone without having to stop and start. But when you're using loop record, you're going to want to make sure you have a little bit of lead in when the loop comes around. I'm going to use 2 bars between takes to make sure I have enough time to take a breath and reset. Vocal comping is especially awesome for those of us who aren't professional vocalists because we don't have to nail the take in one go. I've run into some Vocal comping is especially awesome for those of us who aren't professional vocalists because we don't have to nail the take in one go. I've run into some people that feel like this is cheating for some reason, but the dirty little secret is the pros use this technique too. So don't worry, you're not cheating, you're playing smart, not hard. One last thing before I record. Picture a bagpipe. When they're playing a bagpipe, is it full or empty? The bag's full. Otherwise, it wouldn't make all that music that we know and love. Okay, just a little experiment here. Breathe out and start talking, and it's really hard for me to project my voice effectively. Come all the way up to the top of my lungs, and it's really easy and pretty effortless for me to project full, loud volume. So, when you're recording, be like a bagpipe. Keep your lungs full. All right, now I've got myself a little drum loop and I'm ready to record. Buy your old bug, put butterfly doors in it. Call that a metamorphosis. Take 2. Buy your old bug, put butterfly doors in it. Call that a metamorphosis. Take 3. Buy your old bug, put butterfly doors in it. Call that a metamorphosis. Take 4. Buy your old bug, put butterfly doors in it. Call that a metamorphosis. All right, and there we have it. Now let's get to comping. First thing I'm gonna do is use my razor tool to delete the lead in. Then select with the select tool and click open comp editor. These little speaker icons take you to single take mode where you're only listening to one at a time. It can be convenient, but it's not what I'm looking for here. So I'm going to click that button again to get out of single take mode. Now I'm going to use the razor tool and chop this into a couple of pieces so that with the select tool I can bounce back and forth between the takes by double clicking. Now I'm going to get my playhead right before this first lyric and let's audition these to see which ones I like best. Buy your old bug, put butterfly. Buy your old bug, put. Buy your old bug. Nah, that's not the one. Buy your old bug, put butter. Buy your old bug. I like that top one the best. Put butterfly doors in it. Put butterfly doors in it. Different inflection there. Put butterfly doors in it. Put butterfly doors in it. You know, I like the put from this top one and I like the rest of it from this. So with the top one selected, I'm going to take the razor tool again and click on the second row, and as you can see, it highlights that take I like. Now, on to the third part. Call that a metamorphosis. Pretty good. Call that a metamorphosis. Call that a metamorphosis. Call that a metamorphosis. Call that a metamorphosis. So, I like this call, but I like this, that. And I like the metamorphosis line from this second one. So we're getting a little hodgepodge going. Call that a metamorphosis. Now, I'm hearing a little bit of a cutoff here, and if I zoom in, I can see it too. So I'm gonna take it off snap mode and move it over a little bit. And then I'm also gonna grab this little arrow up here and pull that out to make a fade, a crossfade between the two. And for good measure, I'm gonna select all, unselect this one, and make some little crossfades there as well. All right, now we are ready to hit bounce and make this all one vocal. Very nice. Buy your old bug, put butterfly doors in it. Call that a metamorphosis. Buy your old bug, put butterfly doors in it. Call that a metamorphosis. Hey, we did it. We recorded a vocal ourselves and we comped it together so it sounds really clean. Now it's ready for all the effects that you would normally put on a vocal to make it sit well in the mix. Compression, EQ, etc. For all of these effects and more, I highly recommend the vocal series that ill.gates did in the weekly download. There's 4 episodes in the series that take you from recording through the dry mix, giving it a wet mix, and then doing all sorts of glitch effects and robot voices in the 4th video. Have fun, guys. Trap Jesus, aka Luke Rain, signing out.
Katana.